Pixar are dropping some incredible first appearances today on Veve. So in this episode of Inside the Vault, we're going to look at the background of each character, what we should look at when it comes to this drop, my market strategy, and price predictions for the coming drop today. So let's get started. Welcome in everyone, my name's Andy and I appreciate you taking some time out your day to come watch this video on the channel. Just before we get going, if you are enjoying the content and you want to support me further, you can hit a subscribe button, and if you want to support me further than that, you can join the membership. Before we get going, I wanted to touch on a point that Veve has allowed consumers to do, and that is for non-collectors to become collectors. The other day, or over the last sort of 2 weeks or so, I bought my first Pokemon cards that I have had since I was a kid. I've not opened cards since I was a kid, but now that I'm enjoying so much to open them and become a collector in the physical world as well as the digital world. I bought 2 booster boxes of the Brilliant Stars. I've got Pokémon's holder in the back with some awesome cards from the pulls that I've made, and I'm actually planning on making videos for those, but it will most likely just be to members because it wouldn't really work with the actual videos that I do on this channel, so more so will just be a bonus for members, a part of that. But it is interesting to see how much of a shift this can make and why it has allowed consumers to change their attitude and behaviour towards that, and something we should definitely be paying attention to moving forward. But let's get right into the Pixar drops today. Of course, we have 5 different characters. We have Mike Wazowski, Woody, Lightning McQueen, Edna, and the Up House. So that's the 5 that we're going to do today. And we're going to look at all the different characters, sort of where they stand in regards to the Pixar realm, and then maybe a price prediction on what we could think. Now, this was actually quite a hard price prediction to make. Maybe totally wrong with this one, but we'll give it our best shot based on some historical data and maybe what we can go off of. Let's first have a look at Box Office Mojo, just in general, and seeing the gross that these films have actually been able to get. Now, we have one from The Incredibles. So The Incredibles 2 is the highest grossing within the Pixar realm, and again, Incredibles does appear in 9th spot, which we can see here. We've got The Incredibles 2 here, Incredibles here, and then we also have Toy Story 4, Toy Story 3, Toy Story 2 and Toy Story all in the top 20 for their lifetime gross. Outside of that, we have Up at number 7 in the top 10. We have Monsters University in the top 10, as well as Monsters Incorporated in the top 10. We have Toy Story 2 at 11, Cars at 12, and more. So everything that we do see today is in the top 20, and a lot of them are in the top 10 as well. A lot of them are extremely popular releases. A lot of them have extremely popular characters in them. So there's no doubt in my mind that these are going to be popular and these are going to be sought after, and very sought after for that. Let's try and look at this further and see the individual characters then, because we know all the films are popular. Every single one of them are popular. So it's going to be hard to determine exactly which one people are going to like more for this. So let's maybe look at more of the characters themselves within the film, because obviously Edna isn't the most popular character in The Incredibles, but she is an absolute icon when it comes to the memes that she offers and just the character in general. Milan, darling. I love Edna. I really want Edna, not gonna lie. So here we go down the list. We see Bob, we see Syndrome, we see Nemo. We've got quite a few here that we're seeing. I actually find the first one in the top 12, and that being Woody from Toy Story. Now, Woody obviously is the common, so they're probably making him out to be the most popular character out of them all. And I would say Woody most likely is in regards to that. For me personally, Toy Story out of those isn't my favourite. I would probably say Cars is my favourite out of all of them, but it's not to say that Toy Story in general is one of the most iconic films, and all 4 of them are in general. I always loved this story about Toy Story on how someone actually saved the whole movie to a flash drive and took it home, and they accidentally deleted the full movie in the studio, and this person was able to save Toy Story just in general. And I love that story. I love what it represents. Once we get up even further, we can actually see Edna in the top 10, further up than Woody. Now, this is actually a really interesting one, and I never thought she would be this high up, but it just goes to show maybe she is extremely popular just in regards to the meme of the character, what she represents, how she represents herself in the movie.
What is it? Who are you? What do you want?
I was actually very surprised seeing Edna at this position. Now, if we go further down, again, we've got Mike Wazowski from The Incredibles with the comment that we're getting with Sadness, Jessie, Dora, Wally, and then Joy. So we don't see Lightning McQueen, and of course we don't actually see the Up House because it's not a character. Finally, again, we'll go to another one with Ranker, where we'll go to all-time Pixar characters. Now, Woody does come up on top on Ranker themselves. We've got Mike in number 4th. We've got Carl Fredricksen. Now, he does sort of represent Up in general and what he is, so I guess you could say it's up there with the popularity. And again, Edna's Edna's in the top 10, which just goes to show she is very, very popular and people really, really do enjoy what she is. She's above Buzz, she's above Nemo. It is just rank her in general. It's not dead set in stone, but we're trying to gauge sort of how people feel towards these characters in general. I think Lightning McQueen in 23rd position, quite far down compared to a lot of the other characters. Maybe why we're seeing him where he's at. Usually that represents the sort of mid-tier, that it'll be popular, but not as popular as the others. So I guess we're going to find out exactly what prices they're going to go for. Let's then hop into the Medium article, see what we can find out a little bit further with this, and then move on to the potential prices that these could be at. Find that Pixar Pals is what is going to be dropping. Interestingly enough, we see here that some of the most successful beloved animated films of all time, including Toy Story, Monsters Inc., Cars, The Incredibles, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up, Brave, Inside Out, Coco, and Soul. Now, they mentioned those, and I don't know why they mentioned all of them. They didn't need to. It didn't have to be something they'd done. My guess is we're going to be getting Ratatouille, WALL-E, Brave, Inside Out, Coco, and Soul, maybe in a future drop, maybe with more Pixar Pals. It would be very interesting to see this. Now, this is in blind box format, and they all cost 60 gems. Now, I don't believe any of them are animated, but it doesn't say that here. I don't think any of them are. Get Woody with the Common dropping at 8 AM. Now, for anyone who's in the UK, I saw today that it's changing times in America, so it's going to be 3 PM for us. Just take note of that. It's not going to be 4 PM today, so be sure to be on the app if that is the case, and just check your phone to see what time it is for you, because it will tell you exactly when it's dropping. We've got Woody with 14,000 editions costing 60. We've got the first appearance, of course, brand with the Pixar available globally. People are speculating that we do have the Andy underneath his foot. I'm hoping we do. It would just be a nice addition. We've got Mike Wazowski, the same, common, 60 gems. Again, awesome. I love this character. And Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. Oh, I love the movie. Fantastic movie. Lightning McQueen, one of my favorite characters in the Pixar universe just in general. I really, really love the movies, and actually by chance I watched Cars 3 last night. That was just a film I stuck on. I was feeling nostalgic and I really, really enjoy it, just what it represents as a whole, and I hope we see more Cars in the future. What I would absolutely love to see in the future is the 4 cars in Cars 1. It is DJ, Wingo, Boost, and Snotrod. Oh man, they were my favourite as a kid, and I'm really, really hoping to see those. But he is the uncommon. We've got 11,000 edition for him. Then we've got the Up House, which is a really, really weird choice. Really like that they went with this, and it would be so, so cool to have Vault or something like that. We've got 9,000 editions, and that is rare. And then the final 8, we've got Edna with the ultra rare sitting at 7,000 editions. Again, all of those are 60 gems in the blind box format. The 8.5% secondary market fee, because again, it's Disney. But yes, this is the drop that we're going to be getting. I found this really hard to guess what the drop price was going to be. I didn't know exactly how to actually price this. I've sort of went between is the lenticular cards and the Disney Golden Moments. I think all of these are really, really good in their own right. But again, right now, we're in a little bit of a gem squeeze. We don't know what's going to be going on in the future. If there's something big going to be happening, is it going to drop them even further? Are people even going to care about them? I do believe they really will. It's Disney at the end of the day. They're extremely popular. Seen massive characters like Woody and Mike Wazowski for the first time ever. All of these are first appearance, apart from the house, which is first edition because it's not a character. So again, to me, this really does show that it is going to be quite popular. It is going to be something people are after, and it's going to hold quite a good amount of value. Now, my prices are based on the first sort of day or so when it comes to the drops that are happening. So they are based off of those. 2 weeks down the line, no one can actually know where these are going to go. But I usually try to base these off the first day or so, moving forward into the next one. With Woody, I've went for 350 to 450. With Mike, I've went from 300 to 400. Lightning McQueen, I've went from 300 to 400. The House, I've went from 400 to 500, and Edna, I've went from 450 to 500. Now, I could be totally wrong with all of this, and when I'm reading it over, I really don't know if I'm in close to the ballpark. Woody could be higher. It could be maybe 550 to 650, something along those regions. But I do believe Mike and Lightning will sort of stay the same. Lightning has 3,000 less editions, but it's still not a massive jump in editions. The Up House was a really challenging one to guess, because historically, things like cars and posters and all that haven't really done that well. And I don't know if the Up House is going to hold a lot of sentimental value to people, and they are going to want that in their Veveverse, and they're going to put it like outside their vault or something like that, where it holds it up with all the balloons. And inside your vault, you could actually make that your house interior, and then put people inside it. I don't know if the house is designed inside. It can actually say you can go inside the house, so I'm guessing it's not. But those were the guesses I'm going to go for. I'm going to stick with them for right now. I don't know if they could be a little bit higher, but yeah, we're going to stick with that and we're going to see how it goes. Edna, it says, is one of the most popular characters. but I think people just care more about Woody and Mike and Lightning than someone like Edna. You know, you would rather Frozone or Mr. Incredible or Dash or Violet, Elastigirl, even Jack. You know, a Jack would be awesome. So I don't actually know how well she's going to do, if it's going to be really good or she's just going to be used for the memes. I kind of want one for the memes just in general. I really do like Edna and I love their character in both The Incredibles, and The Incredibles 2 is the highest grossing film of The Incredibles. So I'm going to say that that's going to stick up. But the one I'm really hesitating on is the Up House. I don't know if that's going to be a complete flop in regards to pricing wise from what I've guessed, or it's actually going to be really successful and a lot of people love it. So my strategy for this, I really want to pick up this full set. I don't really have the gems at the moment, but I do plan on adding more gems in to actually get some of these, as I really do want them. I love these characters and I just want them in my vault. I want to keep them. I love the design of them. They're really well done. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try to pick these up maybe in the next 2 or 3 weeks or so. Hopefully another catalyst comes along and I can get them for a little bit cheaper, but I guess we'll see. What's your plans on this drop today? Are you going to be picking it up? Are you going to be holding off a little bit? And you're really excited for what's to come in the future? Be sure to let me know down below. I know the video on the screen right now will be something you'll love to watch. Have a fantastic day.